Greetings, Manchester City fan. If you're looking for the latest news about the club, this video is for you. But before we begin, don't forget to leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates about City. Here, we have plenty of exciting news and hot information to share with you, so sit back and follow along. Manchester City, one of the Premier League's biggest clubs, is going through a tough time in the current season. The title defense that once seemed certain in many scenarios has started to show cracks, and the past few weeks have been marked by worrying results. To start with, City was forced to cope with the absence of their midfield pillar, Rodri, who suffered a severe anterior cruciate ligament (ACL) injury during the draw against Arsenal in September, ruling him out indefinitely. As everyone knows, Rodri is a key player in Pep Guardiola's tactical setup. His absence has left a massive gap in City's midfield, and the consequences have started to show in recent matches. The team has failed to win 6 consecutive games, resulting in a drop to 5th place in the Premier League. This underwhelming performance has sparked speculation about the urgent need to strengthen the squad in the January transfer window. Moreover, the situation became even more complicated following a recent loss to Liverpool, which deepened the team's crisis of results. This setback left City 11 points behind the Premier League leaders and further dented their quest to retain the title. However, contrary to what many expected, Pep Guardiola remained resolute in his statements, emphasizing that Rodri's absence would not be used as an excuse for the poor results. According to sources such as Calcio Mercato, Manchester City had been eyeing Samuel Rei, a Torino midfielder, as a possible solution to cover for Rodri's absence. The 23-year-old, highly regarded in Italian football, was seen as a promising talent for the future, with several top European clubs monitoring his situation. However, Torino's management was unwilling to release the player during the January transfer window. The Italian club, sitting 12th in Serie A, opted to retain their key asset and prioritize the team's stability, making it clear that Rei would not be available until the summer. This move by Torino forced Manchester City to explore other options. Pep Guardiola, always in search of solutions to his team's problems, now had to find an alternative that did not involve the Torino player. Nonetheless, the City manager refused to use Rodri's absence as a justification for his team's poor form. In a speech during the week, Guardiola stated that lamenting Rodri's injury was not an option. "What should we do? Cry about it? I need to find solutions," he said. Guardiola's stance was clear. He was not willing to be disheartened and remained focused on overcoming challenges, both for himself and his team. 3 months ago, we were Premier League champions, FA Cup finalists, and Champions League quarterfinalists. It's not about how we play, it's about winning games, the manager concluded. The difficulties faced by Manchester City became even more evident in the 2-0 defeat to Liverpool last Sunday. This loss was not only a setback in the league, but also a psychological blow for the team, which saw its winless streak extend to 7 matches. Goals from Cody Gakpo and Mohamed Salah secured victory for Liverpool, who now lead the Premier League by 9 points, leaving City even further from the top of the table. The impact of this defeat was immediate. Manchester City, which for years remained firmly at the top of the Premier League, now finds itself in a race against time to reclaim the lead. Pressure on Pep Guardiola has intensified, with fans beginning to question the manager's future, while rivals celebrated the end of City's unbeaten streak. Despite the defeat, Guardiola maintained his leadership stance. He refused to let his team's errors be minimized by Rodri's absence or any other factor. Instead of feeling disheartened, he focused on finding solutions, as is characteristic of his style. The manager also recalled last season when, despite being 8 points behind Arsenal in February, City managed to recover and win the title. "There's no need to feel sorry for Pep. He'll bring City back, as he has done many times. They're still close to the top of the table, even now," said Coach Slot in an analysis of City's challenging moment. Now the big question remains, can Manchester City recover from this poor run of results and, most importantly, from Rodri's absence? The situation is far from easy, but the team still has many games ahead, and Guardiola knows the season is long. "The season is long. We'll fight for everything and try to get results," affirmed the manager, confident that his team can bounce back. City's next challenge will be against Newcastle, followed by Crystal Palace, 2 crucial matches to try to close the gap on the Premier League leaders. However, the mission won't be easy. Liverpool seems to be in a much stronger phase, while City is still trying to find the balance needed to respond. Regarding possible reinforcements, the January transfer window will be vital for Guardiola to find a solution to help restore balance in midfield and, hopefully, bring City back to their best performance. Samuel Rei, initially considered a strong target, is no longer an option, but Manchester City must now look to the future and begin exploring new possibilities. Pep Guardiola is known as an exceptional strategist, someone who has built a career on overcoming challenges and constantly adapting to circumstances. While this season is presenting unprecedented difficulties for him, we must not forget that Guardiola has faced tough situations before and found ways to turn them around. In football, it is common for teams to experience dips in performance. What separates great managers from average ones is their ability to react, learn, and evolve. Guardiola is a coach who knows how to restructure his team in the face of adversity. Throughout his career, he has dealt with injuries to key players, tactical challenges, and intense competition, yet he has managed to remain at the top. The question here is not whether he has the skills to overcome this moment, but how he will apply his experience to find the right solutions. One of Guardiola's greatest strengths is his flexibility. He frequently adjusts his strategies according to his opponents, making him an unpredictable and highly adaptable manager. However, Rodri's absence has exposed a greater dependence on the defensive midfield than expected. This highlights the need for Guardiola to revisit his playing style and make significant adjustments. Fans can expect to see a more balanced Manchester City in the coming weeks, with Pep exploring tactical alternatives and testing players in new positions. This is the time for squad members to prove their worth, especially those who may not have had much game time so far. As mentioned earlier, the pursuit of Samuel Rei was frustrated, with Torino deciding to keep the player until the end of the season. This raises another important question. What other viable options does Manchester City have in the transfer market? The January transfer window is traditionally more challenging, as clubs are reluctant to sell key players mid-season. Even so, it is a crucial period for Manchester City. Strengthening the midfield is essential to minimize the impact of Rodri's absence. There are names that could be considered, but clearly any deal will depend on availability and price. Younger players could be a good option, offering dynamism and the potential for development throughout the season. Additionally, players already playing in less competitive leagues may be more accessible, particularly if they are not involved in competitions like the Champions League. Another key factor is Guardiola's preference for players who can quickly integrate into his style of play, which limits the options. Experience in major European leagues can be a differentiator, but Pep is also known for betting on less obvious talents and molding them to fit the team's needs. The Premier League season is far from over, and there is still plenty of football to be played. It is important to remember that despite the recent poor results, Manchester City is still a team full of quality. Star players like Haaland, De Bruyne, and Bernardo Silva have the ability to change games, even in the most difficult moments. Furthermore, City's track record under Guardiola indicates that the team is capable of overcoming adversity. Last season, many doubted they could overtake Arsenal in the table, but the club demonstrated its mental and technical strength by securing the title. This same resilience will be essential now. The support of the fans also plays a fundamental role. Moments of crisis are not only a test for the players and managers, but also for the supporters who must continue backing the team through highs and lows. The Etihad needs to be a fortress, driving the team forward, especially in tough matches. Another aspect that cannot be ignored is the strength of rivals this season. Liverpool appears to be in its best form in years, leading the table and showing consistency in its performances. Additionally, teams like Arsenal, Tottenham, and even Newcastle have proven to be genuine threats this season. The competitive balance of the Premier League makes this season even more challenging for Manchester City. With each match week, the margin for error diminishes, and any slip-up can be crucial. However, this is also the kind of environment where well-coached teams like City thrive, especially under pressure. Guardiola knows this, and part of his strategy will be to keep his squad focused on the long term, even amid criticism and doubts. For him, each game is an opportunity to rebuild confidence and find the lost balance. One question that inevitably arises during tough times is about Pep Guardiola's future at the club. With such a successful track record, expectations are sky high for him every season. However, it is also important to acknowledge that football is cyclical, and even the best managers face challenging phases. Guardiola has always emphasized that his stay at City depends on the club's support and the team's performance. He has renewed his contract several times, demonstrating his commitment to the project. However, what unfolds in the coming months could significantly influence the direction of his tenure in Manchester. Will this be the moment when Guardiola once again proves he is one of the greatest managers in history, or will the growing pressure eventually force a change in direction? The answer will unfold as the season progresses. To talk about Pep Guardiola is to talk about a coach who has redefined modern football. Beyond innovative tactics, the Spaniard is known for his unwavering mentality. This challenging moment in Manchester City's season could be yet another opportunity for him to reaffirm his position as one of the greatest managers in history. Throughout his career, Guardiola has consistently demonstrated that persistence is one of his greatest virtues. When he faced criticism for his football philosophy during his tenure at Bayern Munich, he never abandoned his principles. Similarly, at City, even when things don't go as planned, he remains faithful to the playing style that has brought the club so much success. Whether it's facing adversity or dealing with squad changes, Guardiola always finds ways to adjust his approach without losing his essence. This is the kind of leadership that inspires players and fans alike, and it's why City remains one of the most respected teams in the world. As City searches for solutions to Rodri'S absence and their poor form, one key factor could be the role of experienced players in the squad. Players like Kevin De Bruyne, Ilkay Gundogan, prior to his departure, Bernardo Silva and Kyle Walker are vital pillars not only on the pitch but also off it. Players with such experience know how to handle moments of pressure. They understand that bad patches are temporary and that hard work and team unity are essential to overcoming them. These athletes also bear the responsibility of guiding younger players who may feel the weight of defeats and criticism more acutely. Moreover, City boasts one of the biggest talents in world football, Erling Haaland. Although the team's recent results have been disappointing, Haaland remains a constant threat to opposing defenses. The Norwegian striker's ability to decide games is a valuable asset for City at this stage of the season. In tough times, the fans play a crucial role in supporting the team. At the Etihad Stadium, Manchester City has built a fortress over recent years, boasting an excellent home record. However, the pressure for results can affect both players and supporters, creating a less favorable atmosphere. That's why it's important for fans to continue supporting the team unconditionally. Singing in the stands, showing encouragement even after a bad result, and maintaining faith in Guardiola's work are gestures that can positively influence the squad. Great clubs have fans who believe in recovery, and Manchester City is no different. This is a moment when fan support could be the decisive factor in motivating players to turn things around. As Guardiola often says, "Together, we are stronger." Another critical element in City's recovery this season is the work of the medical and fitness staff. Rodri'S absence, for example, highlighted how an injury can deeply impact a team's performance. Ensuring that other key players remain fit will be essential to avoiding further setbacks. Additionally, the return of injured players like Kevin De Bruyne will be a game-changer for the team. The Belgian is not only one of the best midfielders in the world, but also a central figure in City's offensive dynamics. His return will not only strengthen the midfield, but also provide Guardiola with more tactical options. Squad management, especially with a congested fixture list, will also be crucial. Smart rotations, balancing rest and game time can prevent future injuries and keep the team in optimal condition for the decisive moments of the season. Despite the difficulties, there is still much to play for this season. The Premier League is a marathon, not a sprint, which means a solid recovery could put Manchester City back in contention for the title. Furthermore, the team is still competing in other major tournaments, such as the Champions League and domestic cups. Guardiola faces the challenge of adjusting the team to compete not only against direct rivals in the Premier League, but also against Europe's powerhouses. The Champions League, in particular, is a competition that demands consistency and resilience, qualities City will need to showcase in the coming months. On the other hand, the Premier League is renowned for its unpredictability. Even teams currently at the top can experience dips in form. For Manchester City, this means that, despite their current position in the table, the title remains a real possibility, provided the team can rediscover their best football. Manchester City fans, this is a time to show that we are more than just supporters. We are a family united by a shared love. The team needs our support, and together, we can overcome any adversity. The challenges faced this season are a reminder that football is full of ups and downs, but they also offer us a chance to demonstrate our strength as a club. Pep Guardiola, with his experience and vision, is more than capable of leading City back on track. And with the incredible talent in our squad, the future still holds plenty of joy. So, keep believing. Every game is an opportunity for a fresh start, and Manchester City has proven countless times that it can overcome even the toughest challenges. Share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think City needs to do to turn the season around? And what's your prediction for the upcoming matches? If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more news and analysis on Manchester City. Let's keep supporting our team and believe that better days are ahead. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.